All right. All right, going live. All right, we're live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Cardano ADA Moon Party. A lot of really cool price action. Kyle Solomon from Frog is here with me today. I threw an invite into the Cardano YouTube
Hey
channel
everybody.
as well. And so, yeah, Kyle, welcome, man. Glad to have you here. It's a great time to be in Cardano, isn't it?
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
look,
wild. You wake up and everything's just kind of going crazy.
yeah, yeah, pretty awesome. It's been a while. We started a long time ago, and now we're in, and it's doing well. And we have Amanda joining us. Hey, Amanda's dialing in, and she's starting to sync up. Glad to have you here, Amanda. Good to see you. So, how you doing, Kyle? We going for number one or what?
I don't know.
Yeah, we're just cruising, going, heading slow. Yeah, just kind of cruising along. So
Yeah, it's a good day to be a stake pool operator. It's a good day to be in Cardano YouTube. It's a good day to be on Project Catalyst. All around, it's a great thing to be up and running on Cardano, and things are going. Amanda, I see you dialed in. Are you connecting? Okay.
Yes. Hi.
There you
I'm like
are. We are
I'm
live.
in,
We are
I'm
live.
in I'm in the dark and I just got out of the shower, but hi.
Yeah, because you're on the other side of the planet. Hi.
hmm
You're
So
13 hours ahead of us.
yeah. So how are you guys?
Doing great, doing great. Kyle, how you doing, man? I see Kyle.
I'm
Kyle
great.
dialed in a little bit ago. He's got a little bit of lag, but he's doing all right.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Just woke up and it's a good day. It's Saturday. It's been kind of crazy month. Just coming to terms with everything that's happening, but just trying to keep my head down and work. And I just want to congratulate everybody out there for sticking it through the winter. This is kind of what we did it all for, at least part of it. So yeah, hope everybody's kind of just strapped in because we're just getting started.
Yeah, the party is just getting started, and ADA broke the all-time high sometime about 7 or 8 hours ago. It broke through $1.33. I woke up early this morning about 4 o'clock Eastern time, and I was like, "Whoa, what happened?" It's like, it broke all-time high while I was asleep, and that was what happened last time. It went toward to all-time high. So it was really neat to see. No, we don't do financial advice here on Digital Fortress, and Kyle and Amanda, you guys don't do financial advice either, right?
No.
Okay, so no financial advisors here, but we can have fun and enjoy our time in the sun. And I think ADA still has room to grow. You saw that the Cardano 360 episode was on earlier this week,
Mhm.
and they covered the native assets, how Babel fees are going to work. There are developers coming to Cardano. There are over 8,000 people using the Marlowe playground. There's a company building an SDK for Cardano to make it easier. There's a company that built the Glow language to make it easier for all blockchain developers, and that'll make it easy for them to come on over to Cardano. So if you hadn't seen the Cardano 360 episode, you got to check that out. I'll put it in the links down below. Now, Kyle and Amanda, what I did, I have the chat up for the live stream, and I see there's a lot of folks in chat. Gary Golden is here. Welcome, Gary. Let me give everyone there a shout out and say hello. Vitai Slade is there. Vitai, good to see you here. He had the fandom Project Catalyst proposal in. So if you see fandom come back up on Project Catalyst, check out his project that he's got going in there. Stacy Wright, Ambient Ants. Good to see everyone. Crown, Nick from Crown Stake Pool. How you doing, Nick? Everyone's here. Sim, good morning. Let's see who else is here. Welcome everyone. Clarence Thomas, hello. Hello. Cryptomatic, good to see you here, Cryptomatic. Pekka, all of our good friends from on Twitter are here. Good to see everyone. Arthur Prestige, hello Arthur. Hello everyone. Shout out to everyone joining us here on Digital Fortress. And we got Kyle from Frog and Amanda from Deadpool. Party time. And I dropped the link in the Cardano YouTube channel if anybody wants to jump on there and hop in. I'll keep my eye on the new arrivals so you can join us here on the party. Okay. All right. So what's significant? What's your favorite thing about the ADA Moon going on? Is it just the price action? Is it the adoption? Is it the large number of people joining Cardano, coming new to Cardano? Is it the Cardano's getting a lot of exposure, adoption? You know, there's all kinds of cool stuff happening. What do you guys think?
Who do you want to go first?
Well,
Just jump.
so just jump in and get it done. Yeah, it's a little of all of it. You know, it for me, it's watching it grow. You know, we were grinding at like 4 cents. It's like, yeah, I made $60 today. You know, and watching all the new users come in waves and in batches, and then now it's to the point where it's like, okay, it's almost getting out of hand. You know, if you think of it like, you know, you're greeting people at Walmart saying, hey, what's going on? These new people are coming in. We've got so many new users. And so I'm trying to think of maybe ideas of how we can work to kind of corral some of that new energy and maybe kind of push it into something that's bigger than, oh, look at this price. Because don't get me wrong, we're on a ride. But Cardano is a lot more than that. And I want to kind of, you know, it'd be a real shame to lose some of that family energy as we start to kind of grow here.
Yeah, and I think price is important as it reflects the value. I know some people call it a vanity metric, but I always looked at it as there's pump and dump, and you know where you see it spikes up, it goes parabolic, and then it slams down, and then there's a gradual rise, and I think the gradual rise is what we're seeing in Cardano, and it's not so much of it's not really a pump and dump. It's excitement, it's energy, it's something interesting and new. And hey, we have Maria Carmo joining us now. All right,
Nothing.
Maria's joining in a bit.
Okay.
And she is over in the European time zone. I think she's in the UK time zone. So we have people from all across the world here now. Maria, welcome. Glad to have you here. Good to see you. How's it going?
All good. All good.
Hey.
How are you guys?
Doing well, thanks. Nice hat.
Thanks.
Is that
You took me by surprise. I was doing something. I was preparing for that.
Well, you caught us by
Yeah.
surprise.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. You got to, you know, fortune favors the bold. You got to throw it all away and be like, it's time to go live. You know, price doesn't wait. You know,
Yeah.
the rocket ship doesn't wait.
Literally, guys, like I've come out of the shower and Rick's like, come on if you want. I'm like, come on to what? Like, okay. So,
Yeah, you
yeah.
look like you just got out of the shower. You're
Yeah.
you're dripping wet, kind of still. So,
Yep.
do you need to go?
No, I'm
Are you
okay.
good? Are you
I'm gonna
good?
I'm gonna go to bed pretty soon, so I'll probably stay on for another 10 minutes or so.
What time is it on your side of the planet right now? It's like 10 o'clock at night,
Oh.
11 at night.
11. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Amanda leaves the party first, everybody. Just
You
get
have
Oh,
little
water.
ones running around too, don't you?
They're asleep. But they're gonna be up in about, 7 hours, so I need to go to sleep.
Yeah, because they're going to hear mom talking. They're going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, what's going
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
on? All right. Maria, how you doing? You pretty happy about what's going on with Cardano lately? We had the Cardano 360 earlier this week and all kinds of cool stuff coming shortly. Monday is the Merry Hard Fork. Maria, you excited for the Merry Hard
Hi.
Fork, huh?
Sweet.
Sure, I'm very excited. I'm happy about everything that's happening and happy to be here like early, People are coming now and I'm here early and have the joy to know you all and to learn about Cardano and to bring new people in.
That's the way to do it, and bring new people in. And Kyle and I were talking just before we started. We said, be nice to the Ethereum people. There's a lot of good folks in Ethereum. It got a little rough on Twitter yesterday, but just be good, and they'll be happy to join us. Which many have already. Have you guys seen the stats on Twitter from Peter Nierup? Pieter?
No.
Okay, so he's a gentleman who.
Piet is he's one of us, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's one of our guys, isn't he?
yeah. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got the little blonde-haired thing.
I've
on
not
his-
seen the stats, but I know who he is.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does the stats, and the wallets have grown. I don't remember precisely the numbers, but from like mid-January, about 140, 150,000 wallets, and probably 100,000 of them staked, and it's grown to over 450,000 addresses with ADA in them, right? And over 260,000 staked addresses. So that's huge, massive growth. Reddit was, I remember when we were at 80,000 mid last summer, 80,000 people had joined us on Reddit. Shout out to the mods, by the way. And then we hit 100,000 in mid-January. Now 200,000 Reddit users as of earlier this week. So it's doing really good. I mean, lots of folks are joining, and please welcome them. Welcome everyone. Everyone likes their bags, especially the bags you buy first. But you're going to have a lot of folks coming over from the other cryptocurrencies. And I can be bad myself, man. Sometimes I'm just like, man, listen to this guy. He don't know what he's talking about. So I just start talking smack, and I realize I probably shouldn't do that.
Let's forget the past and what they all did with us while we are waiting for this moment.
Yeah.
Well,
the moment is here,
yeah.
and it's still going to continue the moment because we don't even have smart contracts or Coinbase yet. Think about it.
Or the Africa deal.
It's not too late.
Right. Right.
Not too late, guys. Just get on the train. It's cool. You know, you might have to wait a couple years to get OG status, but you know, we're all pretty mellow over here. Just come on over. We won't say anything. At least like not more than like 2 or 3 times, but you know, we told you so.
You're as bad as me, Kyle. You're a smack talking. You know, it's a good thing we got. It's a good thing we got ladies in Cardano. There's a lot of ladies in Cardano. I gotta admit, I'm glad you ladies are here because y'all aren't idiots like me and Kyle.
They keep us in check. Absolutely, yeah. We need you guys to kind of rein us back in. But no, like seriously, we just have fun. You know, and I'm sure you guys have fun in your camps. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's all fun.
No, I like it. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of questions.
I woke up today and the WhatsApp in my phone was 20 messages from people seeing the price of Cardano. What? I'm rich. I deal with loads of people. They are very humble people around the world, and they don't have this thousand of ADAs wallets. They have a few ADAs, but just what these few ADAs could do for them, they are so happy about it, you know?
Yeah, because they're seeing basically an investment grow. I mean, that's why people buy into crypto. You got to be honest about it. Why do people get into crypto? They get into crypto because they say, well, I want to try something different. You know, they missed Google, they missed Amazon, they missed, you know, it costs a lot to buy into those things whenever, you know, they first went out, unless you buy it in your 401k by some amount. But, you know, to really get into investing, it was hard, it was difficult. You know, I tried it for years. I didn't have the money to really buy in and get started on stuff. And then I saw crypto and I was like, oh, well, shoot, you know, I can buy that $10 at a time and $20 at a time and $30 at a time. And, you know, the next thing you know, it was worth more than the retirement fund.
Rick,
but it takes time.
Yeah.
How long are you here in crypto? Like you started in Cardano? Did you start in Cardano?
Who, me? No, I started in really about 2014. I just bought little bits of Bitcoin at the time. When Bitcoin was about $250, and I saw it go up to about 100, and then drop back down to 125, and then go back up to 500. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. You know.
How did you control your mindset when you were in these bumps up and downs of Bitcoin back then?
I didn't look at it.
Good advice.
Don't look at it. That's how I held on to Cardano.
Yeah.
Don't look at it. I look at it now, but I mean, just buy, put it away, and just go, okay. Caution.
Yeah.
Not financial.
Yeah, mine's been a little bit different approach.
Yeah.
Kyle,
Just
how long are
burned
you
most of
here?
mine as opposed to buying it.
You do your approach is what, Kyle?
Oh, I've earned most of mine as opposed to buying. You know, So it's been a different kind of experience. Same way I just earn it and put it away, live off the fiat, and one day it's a crazy number.
Yeah, it was, we did full time, my teammates did full time proof of work mining. And, we see the difference with proof of work and mining in Cardano. We would have to balance how many tokens could you mine? And you would have to switch. One of my teammates was really good at looking at, okay, this looks like it might be a good opportunity, really good at picking them out, and then pointing the proof of work miner at that, right? And also timing the purchase of the video cards, because if we were using, let's say we're the 1080 video cards, 1070 video cards and stuff like that, you got to pay so much for the video cards, right? You got to get a number of video cards. Then you got to pay for the electricity. So, at the end of the month, you'd have to say, wow, okay, so we paid $155 for electricity, and we got $200 worth of token, and then after the trade and after taxes, we kind of broke even, and we got a handful of tokens. So sit on them and see if number go up, and that's how proof of work worked, right? But with Cardano and proof of stake, everybody's a miner, right? Everybody that holds a wallet is like holding a video card. Right now, go try to buy a 380 video card. Good luck. You're not going to get one. We looked at them. We were looking at ERG, and we were looking, the ERG, and we were looking at it going, no, should we get these 1080 video cards or 3080 video cards? But right now you can mine Ethereum with 3080s. You can do pretty good. You'll turn a profit mining Ethereum, but it's hard to get the cards, and that's why.
How much you need investment?
Stake, you buy the ADA. The ADA is your miner. You put it in your wallet and stake it, and you earn your returns.
How much I needed to invest in Ethereum to start being profitable?
How much invest in what?
In Ethereum, the way you said that you could do it with the cards.
Oh, I can't remember the numbers. My teammates ran the numbers. Gosh, I can't remember. You would buy a number. Let's say you bought 10 video cards and you were burning 2,000 watts of power, and depending on where you get your electricity, you could make probably $100 a day, a couple $100 a day.
Not too bad.
Yeah. Not bad. And then you pay your electric bill. But when you're making a couple $100 a day, one day of mining will pay your electric bill at the end of the month. So, yeah, you got to run the numbers based on your electricity and if you can get the cards. And the cards might go on sale. I'll just give an example. They might be retail for $1,000 or retail for $500. But by the time you get them off of Amazon or Newegg or something like that, the price got jacked up or they're not available. So there's a bit of a trade-off there. Yeah.
Amanda, tell us your secrets to be doing everything you do.
Okay, so top secret, don't watch TV. Yeah.
That's funny.
So TV is a huge time sink that I don't think people realize. So most of my stuff goes into the kids, they take a big chunk of my time, obviously. I prioritize that. But then the other things, they have their slots of time. And then instead of watching TV, I read or I research on this stuff, Cardano and what's going to be the future stuff. And so I can answer the questions for the people who constantly ask me questions. So
I agree. The best thing I ever did was stop watching TV.
Yeah. Yep. I quit paying for cable back in the day.
Yep. Read, talk to people, watch informative programs, things that you can learn from. The History Channel, which is kind of weird because they have aliens and Sasquatch on the History Channel. I'm like, I don't know. It's the History Channel. Good documentaries, good movies.
So are you happy with your retirement? I saw in Twitter you left the company and doing your own stuff.
Oh yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, so Vitai Slade asked me about that as well. He asked me in chat. Thank you, Vitai, for asking. And so the question, I mean, I may as well just talk to it candidly. You know, I'm always open and honest about things. People can ask me anything, and I'll answer. Okay, so, all right. I'm very happy with retiring. I also loved the company I worked for. It was so hard to let go because they're fantastic. Great people that I worked with, ladies, the guys, they're awesome. Shout out to all my former teammates over there at Progeny. You guys are the best. You know it. I've told you day after day, y'all the best. So it was really hard to let go of a team like that, you know, when you have these people you've known for years and they're so productive and they don't need me. They and they're like, so I finished up my last big contract in November, the last time I was in Japan, you know, delivered, touchdown, product is on site and up and running. And my company's fantastic. The company, I'm on my 2 weeks notice. I actually finish up next Friday. And so last November, when that was finished, the project was finished, immediately turned around and manager said, hey, we'd like you to pick up this management type spot and take care of the team up, you know, over in Manassas, Virginia. And I was like, sure, that'd be great. I mean, I know all them folks, and they've been supporting me for years now out there in the field because I was a field guy. I'd go out and teach. I was like a field engineer / instructor, ops guy, operations, doing field testing out on the ships and stuff like that. And it was great going back and coming back and working with them for the last several months. So it was really hard letting go. And then I realized, you know, I'm able to do it now. You know, I was able to pay off some bills. I had this little pile of ADA set aside, and I said, this is my save. I put ADA in a wallet, put it aside, don't use it for pledge, put it aside, and say, someday that's going to pay off my house. It did. Paid off my house.
Wow.
Couldn't have done it without paying off the house. You know, that's a drain. It's a little bit of a drain. And so that was my touchdown right there. I was like, yeah, we're going to pay the house off with that thing. It was my little savings account in ADA. I've been putting ADA away for a long time. Mm-hmm. I watch it go down. I'm like, oh, wow. Well, we get more. Not financial advice. It go down. I'll be like, well, I can get more ADA.
Yeah.
I say it's going to go back up someday because I had trust in the technology, right? I was like, it's being built right. It's being built right from the ground up. And so stick with that team. You know what good looks like. You know you got a good team. You know what you're looking at, right? You know. I don't care what some people say on Twitter about contracts and ghost chains and zombie chains. I'm like, dude, look at the people, right? Mm-hmm. Look at the people. They're doing it, right? For years, they've been doing it. 100 research papers. Think about it. 100 research papers. The last time Philippe held the stack up, it was like yay thick, and now it's like I can't even off the screen, right? Mm-hmm. And they're quality research papers. They're written by doctorates, and they're peer reviewed. You don't get any better than that. Mm-hmm. Shoot, Elon Musk and DARPA are probably looking at those research papers, going, "Wow, they did it. They figured it out." You can't ask for any better. I'll shut up now. I talked too much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't see how Elon.
Thank you, Ray, for asking. Sorry, Kyle.
Yeah, I don't see how Elon. It's okay. I don't see how Elon couldn't be paying attention now. If he's looking at all of this stuff, you know, seriously, then the path to Cardano is fairly straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not, not just Elon's looking at it. And you guys notice the big names, they came out of, I shouldn't say, they just came out in public. We had Gene Simmons, Kim.com, the guy who does Pickle Rick on Rick and Morty, right? Very well known, famous people. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. And
I remember I made that Pickle Rick meme. That was hilarious.
Yeah. and they showed up back in Cardano and say, "We're backing you." I knew they were there. I knew they were out there somewhere.
Wait! Did any birds land? Did any birds land, or is this all just speculative, or is this a result of the Cardano 360?
I thought
Or were
that
there birds in that?
I thought on Charles AMA this morning for me, he said one of them was birds. What did he say?
With Ethiopia?
Mm-mm.
I didn't
Shoot.
finish that yet.
No, no, it was the native tokens being able to process fees natively, but that's nothing. I mean,
I think it was something
no.
else. I'll try to remember.
He
It was
does so
something.
many
Yeah.
AMAs, it's hard to tell
Okay.
what was the bird. But what I do is I kind of like try to filter that out, and I go, okay, yeah, this, because you know, if you've been around for Cardano for a while, you'll hear stuff like that about little birds. I'm like, yeah, we'll get there, we'll figure it out. Mine to me, the birds, the big birds, is on Monday, Merry Hard Fork, Cardano chain upgrade, native tokens, native assets are available on the blockchain, and there's people already building them. You know, very clever people. People do not show their cards. There are a lot of smart people out there who are hiding their cards because they say, well, if anyone knows about this idea, they're going to steal it. Right?
That's true. That's true. Okay,
And
I'm with you.
you watch next week, you're going to find out. They're going to show the cards, and you're going to be like, whoa, where'd that come from? And that's not even smart contracts.
All right, that's what I'm getting at. Are we going to see something awesome? You know, like really awesome, or did I miss it? You know, because I woke up and the price was like, whoa, felt like I missed it. But if I didn't miss it, this is going to get really interesting.
Yeah. Don't worry, it'll be there. I haven't been wrong yet.
Okay.
Would it be okay if we have a little price talking?
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
Not financial.
no price talk.
Go ahead and do price talk. That's why everyone's here. We got a lot of folks in chat. Daniel from EKTRP is here. Hello, Daniel. Good to see you here. Brian Moore. Lots of folks here. Maria's going to lead us off with a little bit of price talk, but not financial advice, right? Well, we can't do it. Me and Kyle are in the United States, so we can't do financial advice because we are not certified financial advisors. So they will throw our asses in jail because we are well-known public figures and we're easily thrown in jail. But if you're in another country, like I've seen Lark do financial advice, I'm like, dude, what country are you in? Yeah, I can't do that. You know, $80 to $100. So they freaking throw my ass in jail for saying stuff like that.
If this is not financial advice, but I read something pretty awesome, and I think it's very true. And timing in market is not as important as time in market. That's not financial advice, but if you get positioned today, your life could very well be different tomorrow.
I personally, I agree because I have seen it.
I have seen it already. Like the Cardano changed my life at a moment the way it was and what the way is now. You know, it's just magic. I tell people that is the exponential power of the numbers that we never see in real life because we are not connected to it. Like, you know.
Maria, what's your price talk thing? Go for it.
No, I'm not going for it. I don't want to get in trouble. I was curious about everybody's opinion, you know, how will be in the end of the year.
I'm not putting a number on it. I'm not going to put a number on it.
It's okay. That's okay. Let's talking about something else. Are you confident?
Do you think it's really going to get that absurd? You said you're not putting a number on it. Does that mean you think it could get that absurd?
Do you want my own personal?
We're getting absurd.
My own personal concept?
Yeah.
Not financial advice. My own personal concept, and my spidey senses are not too bad. Is somewhere between $2.90 and $4, but that's not financial advice. That's just my own crapshoot dice rolling.
I like to ask stuff. You know, you're a dinosaur.
That's realistic.
Cardano.
Did you say dinosaur?
You're here for a long, long time.
She called you a dinosaur in Cardano.
I'm about to turn 53. I'm 52 years old, so I get a little bit gray coming in. I'm a dinosaur. I've been around for a little while. I don't know if you guys remember the Guardians of Cardano. Oh my gosh, was that a trip? There was 11 guys got together to do that project. It was hell. It was good
and y'all
project,
did it.
but it was hell, man. And it ended ugly. It was bad. We like fucking turned each other off. It was bad. I love those guys. They're awesome.
It ended ugly.
It ended terrible. But yeah, we went our separate ways. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, I'd been in Cardano a little while, just a little while. A lot of folks still here from back then. So, yeah. So, any other price talk? Moon, ADA Moon. That was the title of the video. Didn't have the title ADA Moon. ADA Moon. See, I won't try to predict the future, but I'll tell you what happened last night. It went up. Number went up. Now in the future, what will happen? Well, it'll either go up, down, or sideways. And probably all three at some period in time. But yeah, I don't reckon we're at the new all-time high yet. But it is interesting, and it'll be really interesting to see when these native assets deploy on Cardano. I thought it was interesting to see the Babel fees where you would pay like 1 ADA to deploy the asset. And then, I took a screen capture of that. That was pretty neat when I was watching that video with Professor Agaloskiayas describing how that's going to work. That was pretty cool.
It gets a little prohibitive, I think, having that 1 ADA min UTXO fee. It changes the models around. Still makes sense for NFTs, right? If you're selling a good that's got a premium where you can afford to attach an ADA for getting that out there. But for tokenomics of day-to-day transactions, it almost warrants and guides towards consolidating transactions into batches just because of the cost associated with having that min UTXO ADA required to accompany each native token transaction. So it'll be interesting to see either how that comes down with the price of ADA or how dApps adapt to that.
Yeah, I need to see how that works in practice. But the way I saw it on paper, here's one thing I didn't like on Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, although I didn't mind it on Ethereum Classic, and that was chasing around ERC20 tokens with little bits of Ethereum in order to move the tokens. I didn't like that very much. But it looks like with the Babel fees, let's say the way Professor Kiayas described it, let's say I was going to send you 10 token called Frog, or Maria, your pool is called Cards, right? So let's say I'm over at Cards, right? CRDS. I'm going to send from Maria is going to send 10 Cards token to Kyle. And there is, so you just want to pay in that native token, and the cards are going to go over to Kyle. And then you got stake pool operator dead. That's Amanda. She could pay the fees, the transaction fee from her pool, and then get the cost of that token. So she would get some cards tokens in order for paying the ADA for that transaction to go. That way, Maria doesn't have to pay ADA to send cards to Kyle. Amanda, over at Dead, as the pool operator, can pay that cost and allow it to go, and then she will get a little fraction of the cost, and that will go into her little pool wallet. And so what I think would happen is, let's say you have, what do we have right now? About 1,900 pools out there. Okay, so the pool operators that choose to allow or accept transactions, I think at first it looks like it might be rather manual, but over time it'll be automated. People will write automation for it. and say, yeah, I'm going to allow every time someone sends a cards transaction, if my pool can pick it up, I'll take it, right? And then the cards go over to Frog or to Kyle, and then Amanda's dead pool picks up on that transaction. And next thing you know, she might collect a lot of those coins. Now, some of them might not be worth much. Some of them might be worth a lot of money. But it'll be kind of interesting to see how that model plays out. But I'm glad of one thing is that you don't have to keep sending little bits of ADA around in order to chase the tokens around, so that you can just pay for the transaction in the native token. So it's still a little bit of gymnastics involved there, but I like it better. I think it'll be a better user experience for the average person who doesn't want to chase tokens around with some other token, right? It's like if I wanted to pay Amanda in Japanese yen, but in order to send her Japanese yen, I got to back it up with dollars and say, well, here's $1 in order to send 100 yen. Well, it cost me $1 to send $1, right? That's no fun. That's kind of a problem the Ethereum is running into now. With gas fees being so high, people want to send $50 to a DeFi contract, and they got to pay $50 in gas fees. They don't like that. Hopefully Cardano solved that problem with research. Go figure.
Well, guys, I'm fading. I should probably sign off here.
Good night,
So
Amanda.
I can let you
night,
guys
Amanda.
continue to party.
Yeah,
But
we're
we'll see
wrapped
you guys
around the
later.
world right now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Let's see who else joining here. All
Yeah.
right, so, all right, Maria. Maria, you had some price talk you were going to talk about. What was it? What do you think?
No,
Hey,
everybody's
without
saying.
financial advice.
No, it's not a financial advice, but I would be very comfortable to have $5 to the end of the year.
I would say it is not unreasonable, although I have no idea if it would actually do that. But who knows, right?
Yeah, but
I've
it's
seen
a
crazier.
lot to come. It's a lot to come, like Coinbase and smart contracts and all this new stuff. We don't know how much it will appreciate the price of the token, you know?
Did you see how fast DOT rose?
Yeah.
Polkadot came out of nowhere and all of a sudden
Stupid
rocketed
name.
up to what, the number 4, number 5
God.
position.
Yeah,
Was
they
crazy.
did. Out of nowhere.
Congratulations.
Those listings are no joke. Yeah.
Congratulations to them. I didn't have any. I was like, man, that would have been nice. And then I found out after it skyrocketed that it was based on Cardano type research or Cardano related technologies. I would think a different programming language, but the concept is the same. Or similar concept. Let me see if anyone has questions in chat. Let me see if there's any questions, and I'll take those because it is a bit of an AMA. Did I put AMA in the title? I think I did. Yeah, I put AMA in the title. There. All right. If there's any questions, let us know. Ada Mint is here. Cardano Mint is here. Caveman 777.
Hello.
Mr. Singh is here.
I want to say,
I don't see any questions in there. A lot of happy people though. A lot of happy people with Cardano.
Yeah.
Hey, have any of you had new people contacting you? I've had a number of new people or old friends contacting me recently saying, how do I get into this? How about you guys?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
got
a
a
good
couple friends in or around 15 cents, and they're ecstatic. They're so happy. So I'm like, okay, good. You guys did good.
Yeah, there was a few people that I trained 2-3 years ago, personal one-on-one acquaintances, and then I took the time, sit down with my laptop, show them how to use Coinbase, show them how to use Bittrex, trade, Ethereum Classic, ADA, Bitcoin, and other stuff. And I got worried for a while there after the market crashed. I said, man, are they going to come back to haunt me and say, dude, what the hell's wrong with you? I lost a lot of money on that. But they never complained because I always said, yeah, you're always responsible for your actions. I'll tell you what I did. I will tell you what I did, but I will not give you advice for you to do my stupid stuff, I've jumped off of cliffs. I've jumped off of bridges. I've ridden
Yeah.
motorcycles. I take high risk. I don't recommend anybody else does that. If you do it, you
What do
do it
you
on your
think,
own.
guys, about
What's that?
what do you think about Ergo and Age,
Oh,
IGI coming to Cardano?
that's a good question. You know, there is a research paper in the IOG library, IOHKIO/library research, right, about using proof of work Bitcoin backbone to secure the Cardano blockchain. Now, that doesn't mean they have to use Bitcoin, but ERG could do that because it's a proof of work, right? What do I think about it? I think it's kind of interesting because it uses a more advanced ledger from what I've heard. I don't know how it works. I haven't read up on it. But it has the potential. I mean, it has the potential of Bitcoin. You know, right now I look at it and go, oh gosh, what is it, like $3 and something cents now? Could go down, could go up. How high? We don't know, do we? What do you think, Kyle? Did you pick up some ERG?
No,
ERG?
but it's up already.
It's up already. It was 90
Nope,
cents a
I
month
didn't.
ago. What? You didn't?
I did not. No, I didn't. I'm all in on ADA. I mean, I kind of poked around. It wasn't easy for me to buy. So, I mean, you know, that's great. People can earn some good gains. But, I mean, I'm just focused on the stake pools and getting my pledge where it needs to be. And, you know, I think I've been all in on ADA since the beginning of the ITN. So it's nice to see other people, you know, pull and make money, and the tokens and the peripheral native assets are where a lot of money is going to be made on Cardano. Don't get me wrong in any regards, but for me, I've got more of a focused initiative than kind of an investment portfolio is what I'm trying to build. So far, it's worked out pretty well. You know, ADA solo has gained, I think, more than, you know, has done me better than if I had have kind of put assets in other places, but no Ergo for me.
What about you, Maria?
I got a little bit on my way. I did some profit in Age, and then I invest in Ergo. Just to not miss the train.
Can you trade it already? Can you trade ERG for Age or Age USD, and what's the one on ERG? Something USD. Oh gosh, I forgot the name. What's the USD running on ERG? Does anyone know? Let me know in the chat if you know. It's Age USD and something USD on ERG. That it has something to do with. Anyway, it's a stable coin. It's a stable USD type coin on ERG. So
Sigma USD is what
Sigma,
is in the chat. Sig
yeah,
USD.
the difference. Thank you, Sigma USD. Thank you, Think Crypto and Gerald and Donkey Ned. Thank you, Sigma USD. That was it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So Sigma USD. Now Sigma means a difference. So the way stable coins work on Ethereum is as demand goes up, it will generate more automatically. A human doesn't have to intervene, and it will bring the price back down like DAI. So demand goes up, it'll drive the price up. So the smart contract generates more, which stables it back to $1. And if it starts to sell off and causing the price to drop, it will throttle back the creation, which will bring it back to $1. So it's just built in an automatic mechanism. I think it has to have oracles to do that. Oracles have to be looking at multiple sources to determine the price, and then it will bring it back to $1. And it is possible to do that in Cardano. Cardano is running oracles right now. Stake Nuts, Merrick, and Stakhanovite, STKH, they're running oracles, and I think a couple other people are. Mateus, I think, is running oracles because of the metadata on chain, and it consumes about 4.5 ADA per day. So you got to feed the oracles to keep them going. So don't be
There's so many
surprised.
things coming.
Yeah, don't be surprised if you see it in 2 to 3 months. My guess is about a month and a half. I think you'll see it by end of April, early May. You'll see Plutus running on Cardano. That's just my guess. Marlowe might be out a little bit earlier. I don't remember the dates for Marlowe. I don't know if you guys know what they are. Remember?
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see if I got any questions in chat also. So ERG, I did get AGI. I got some AGI when it was like 4.5 cents. Because I had went on the Singularity Net website and I started poking at the artificial intelligence tools, like things that mess with sound and things that help sort out graphic and all that kind of stuff. And I was poking at it, and it has some sample AGI, or it lets you do so much for free. And I thought, well, you know, this is pretty interesting. They actually have things that run on this. So I picked up a little bit, and then the price went up, and I was like, okay, got lucky again, duh. I'll take luck when I can get it. So now it looks like those Sophie robots will have something to do with it. I'm not sure exactly what, but I guess if you want to power the artificial intelligence on those robots, then it'll have something to do with AGI. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but that would be interesting. All right, let's see. Any questions? Get your friends aboard. People saying, get your friends aboard. I started in crypto 3 weeks ago to see what it is, and ADA was a good start for me, pure luck. That was from Jos van Zetten. Jos, good call. You got lucky. Take the luck when you can get it. I'll never pass up when you can create luck, right, Kyle? You can create luck. If you
I don't believe in luck. Yeah, I think luck is yeah. You just keep pushing and keep driving, and opportunities present themselves, and it's all about being in a position to capitalize on opportunities. So yeah, luck is just some arbitrary thing we use to describe, you know, someone being in the right position at the right place in the right time.
Yeah, but you can put yourself in that position by working hard, paying attention, doing your research, and making good decisions. Yes. And then that opportunity that people call luck, and you go, oh, there it is. You know, it happened because you put yourself in a position.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It happened because of action that you took upon yourself and the initiative, not because it just happened, because you did it. Yay.
But you also can learn about watching the smart guys down, like you and Kyle. What are you doing? What are you saying? And sometimes we don't have the brains that you have, guys, to talk very deep in the technology, but we can watching you and learn from you and take action, you know?
Yeah, you can watch what works, learn from it, and then apply it and see how that works for you also. Like collecting over long periods of time. I know some people like to trade. They like to day trade. I can't do that. And other people like to watch that. And some people can do the green candle charts, and they like doing that on YouTube, and people like to watch it, and they get a lot of subscribers. I can't do that. But what I can do is be consistent. HODL. I'm a HODL guy. I can't do trading. That would drive me nuts. That would drive me insane. I'd be like, day trading? Hell no. I'd sooner deliver pizzas.
It's not interesting to me.
Yeah, but some people,
yeah.
I heard like the 10% make a killing and the other 90% lose out. And what they're doing is those 10% making a killing, it's like a casino. They're sucking all the money.
They're ganking from the other 90.
They're taking from the other 90 that are losing out. That's what's happening. But if you're HODLing, it's kind of like a long-term version of the same thing, but not as painful. At least to me, anyway.
I feel the same.
Let me share this chart I almost made money on. Yeah, I feel great. Yeah, I've held and I didn't get caught on the rails. You know, that rocket went up and I was right on it. So I'm good. You know, whatever. I'm not trying to get 5 or 10% here and there and then brag about it. I got better shit to do with my time.
It's like SpaceX. When did SpaceX start up? 2008 time frame or something like that. And you watch them build this rocket, and then in 2018 they launch, you know, the Falcon 9 rocket. And you go, well, I just watched them build it for the last 10 years. Same thing with Cardano. I watched them build it
Right.
for the last 3 or 4 years, watching them build. Okay, eventually this rocket's going to take off because they're still building the rocket. Okay, let me buy some rocket parts, buy some rocket fuel.
Mm-hmm.
And then when a rocket takes off, you go, oh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I saw that coming. I watched them build it. Sometimes the rockets explode.
Well, you get involved. Yeah, you get involved and you say, hey, that piece looks a little jacked up, guys. You might want to work on it, and then you're part of it,
That happened also. That happened.
It's all of us now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, you are here for a long time, right? And got the same questions over and over again from people that are coming in and the people that don't know who you are. What is the questions that irritate you the most? Like, what's driving me insane is people complain about the supply of ADA and if it will get a burn or drop off or whatever. It's just insane. They want us to fit in the box of Bitcoin.
Well, I can't think of a question that annoys me the most because, like, by nature, I've been a teacher, basically instructor for the last 10 years. I like answering questions, even in, what pisses me off the most? Questions.
I think attitudes get me more than specific questions. It's attitudes that kind of rub me the wrong way. I would say attitudes of entitlement, things like that. Yeah. It's, like we help people, we support people, we've been out in public. So I guess, in a lot of ways that makes us more approachable. But when we're approached in a sense, like it's a duty to respond to you, we're all volunteers, and that's all we've done. And we're building our business. I get a question that bings in at Sunday at 10 o'clock expecting me to answer. Oh, sorry, but like, okay, cool. I'm not going to answer you till next week, but it's like, come on, man. So there's just, I don't know. I think it's how it's attitude as opposed to what. Everybody's coming in at a different level. We all have totally different understanding of how stuff works, and this stuff isn't straightforward. So, attitude gets me more than anything.
Yeah, and I like questions. I like when people are asking the same question because that means you have new people. So the good thing is this will go on forever. 10 years from now, someone's going to ask Maria, how do I stake? 10 years from now, someone's going to ask Kyle Solomon, how do I stake? That's a good thing. 20 years from now, 30 years from now, I'll be 92 years old. People say, how do you stake? I mean, watch this, son. I'll show you how to stake.
Yeah.
How do you use Coinbase? So as long as people keep asking those same questions, we are good. We are good to go because that means you got new people. Right now, we only have 200,000 wallets, so we got 7 billion left to go. We're going to be busy.
7 billion.
We're going to be busy.
A lot of wallets.
That's a lot of wallets. Hey, I'll tell you guys, so I don't speculate on price, but I like to speculate on technology. That's legit, right?
Okay.
So here's what I like to speculate on. All right. What I noticed recently, you know how Apple doesn't jump on crypto as quick as Samsung does. Like about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, Samsung had a crypto type wallet. They put a Bitcoin wallet in their phones, or they made it available to be able to use on your phone. Apple was a little slower, and then Apple shifted from, because I had an Apple Visa card, it was a Barclay Visa, right? They shifted from Barclay to MasterCard about maybe 3 months ago. And then I noticed a Samsung card came out. I don't know when, but I noticed it like a month and a half, 2 months ago, because I don't use Android, I use an iPhone. And I also noticed about 3 weeks ago that MasterCard published articles saying we are exploring our cryptocurrency options for enabling crypto over the MasterCard network, right? And I started putting 2 and 2 together, and I 2 and 2, okay. So I started putting it together. I say, wait a second, what are they doing here? Is Samsung and Apple, this is hypothetical, right? Is Samsung and Apple using MasterCard to connect their payment systems to all of the devices out there? Here's the important part. If people want mass adoption, that little reader when you go into a grocery store or you go into a taco store and you want to buy a taco and you have to stick your little chip thing in the chicken chip thing, right? You got to, right? Okay, you have to connect to that device. Now, how hard is it to connect Cardano to that device? How hard is it to connect Ethereum to that device that you stick your card in, right? Well, if you can connect it through a MasterCard or Visa network, then you're probably in a lot better shape because they're already connected to all those devices. So I'm going to speculate on technology and say there's a reasonable possibility, maybe, that is the plan. There's what do you call it? Trade secrets that occur behind closed doors, that go behind closed doors. But then you see technologies coming out and you kind of put the pieces together and say, what might be happening here, right? So my hypothesis is that it's possible that they're connecting those payment mechanisms to get it to the device, to the consumer. It's just a thought. What do you think? Am I crazy? I probably am crazy, but you could be crazy and right. They're not exclusive.
I think it's a possibility.
I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking that, if they're going to if MasterCard's going to do that, you think they're going to want a little cut of that. Now, I don't know what MasterCard's agreement is with the banks and what their take is on that, but I almost think that might be a smart contract play if they're going to be skimming off the top, at least as far as their revenue models. If they're taking 0.25% or whatever, I don't know what MasterCard themselves take. I know the banks take anywhere from 2.25% to 4% plus a little bit of every transaction, like a quarter or something, depending on your deal.
Yeah, the vendor ends up
maybe
that fee.
I don't know, but yeah, Charles seemed to keep saying we have a massive liquidity event, and we had 12 pools come online that were saturated at the $32 million mark, or half saturated now, but in preparation for K. And they all had very, very random, opaque names, right? Nothing that made sense, just 4 characters, not even legible. And so what was that? Okay, so we saw a little price rise. I think it was going northern of 40 cents at the time, so maybe there was some buying involved. But if there's mention of a liquidity deal coming, I think that's what we're looking at near term. Native assets, that's great. I don't think we're going to see anything revolutionary on native assets aside from NFTs until we hit Goguen. We're going to see some seeded projects. We might see Liquid do some things pre-Goguen. I'm going to work on some things pre-Goguen, but as far as product market fit, here come the users, that's going to come Goguen, I think. So my guess is a liquidity event or something very big, concrete announcement coming out of Ethiopia that entails users. So at the end of the day, I think it's going to be something that involves users, whether it's, Coinbase listing, that's new users, right? Or, hey, we just got Ethiopia, here's a whole infrastructure deal, we're bringing on X million users. So I think that's what I would like to see with all this little bird hype. If something like that isn't on that scale, I'm going to be don't get me wrong, the price I'm happy with now, but I think that that right kind of news right now with Cardano, where it is compared to Bitcoin, that could just send us, north of $2 or more fast.
Not financial advice.
That's what I wanted to do. No,
but yeah, I was wondering what those new pools were too. They did 0 pledge, 32 million stake, came up online. That was a lot. There was a lot of ADA on those pools, and I was like, wow, who is that? There was a lot of speculation on Twitter. I don't know.
That was a sophisticated launch. It was a sophisticated launch. You're a pool operator. I'm a pool operator. We've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pools launch. And so for them to go, okay, I'm going to go and do this, even though K hasn't been announced yet, they know it's coming. They're future proofing, and then the way they just randomize their tickers, they wanted to be low key about it, I think.
And then when they're ready, they're going to reissue their certificates and change those tickers to whatever they are.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And then we're going to find out.
CB.
We're like, okay, now we know who it is.
That's right.
Guys, I was talking to someone, an investor, and we are talking about many stuff, and they said to me, Maria, I worry about the word democracy. Democracy in Cardano worries me the most. And I said, why it worries you? And I said, see the wallets, Binance wallets and all these exchange wallets. And I'm asking you guys, what you think? Can they actually turn a result of catalyst result around and to the way that benefits them? What you think?
They could. They could.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yep.
Okay, there's 3 types of votes on Catalyst. Okay, you can vote yes, you can vote no, and you can not vote. Right. So you got 3 choices. So if someone's sitting on 1.2 billion ADA, could they throw a vote? Absolutely. They could throw the vote. That's all there's to it. Now, will it eventually be solved? Sure, probably. Because people are going to buy that ADA. They're going to move it to stake pools. I think the bigger issue is participation. Right now, it was alpha 4 months ago, 3 months ago, 2 months ago. Catalyst and Idea Scale was still kind of alpha state. It wasn't even beta state. But now I think it's beta state. Now I think it's beta. And I think you'll see an increase in participation. And I think if you get enough people participating in the vote and in Project Catalyst, it will outweigh Binance's vote.
Yeah. The more participation we have mitigates that risk. Even down the future, I've heard, models where the regular delegator could potentially delegate vote to some sort of expert authority, whether that may be a community advisor, a stake pool, all that's kind of still up in the air to be TBD. But I do see voting weight as a potential attack vector. It could be a social attack vector, right? Binance could be extremely popular and they could, solidify their position as an on-ramp, and having that solid position, they could basically be, acquiring, voting power for everything they're holding, which they technically have anyways, right? As long as they're holding that ADA, they can do whatever they want with it. So even down the road, I think for us as a community, we're going to want to build the infrastructure, not necessarily to compete with that, but to educate so that we can increase participation. Because Rick's right. Participation is key. The more participation we have, we can offset any 2 billion vote if we've got, 50% of the whole, supply voting and participating actively. I mean, we can outpower any individual party or 2 parties or 3 parties that join together. And I think that's the most important thing, is to be able to communicate as a community somehow that is not doesn't rely on centralized parties to do that. So it's something to watch. It's something to be extremely mindful of, and it's very astute to bring that up, Maria.
Yeah, it is a really good question, because the Catalyst funds are now worth over $400 million. $400 million available in the Catalyst funds. That's a lot of freaking money. So would it be worth my time?
We're going to have yeah.
Like, let's say I have a team of developers and, I'm the person who has the keys to the 1.2 billion ADA. And I say, I want these guys to win. I can upvote them and chances are they're going to win. So, I don't know. Yeah, I think what will happen is over time is people will say, oh, well, ADA has other value to it where we can use it to vote. I can use it to choose the direction. So people are going to buy into it, right? And you're going to see, with a $400 million fund, and they say, well, geez, if I buy X amount of ADA and the fund is worth so much money, I can throw my vote in and maybe get something out of it that I'm trying to achieve, right? So once you see the Fortune 500 companies getting involved with buying ADA, then you might see it move off of Binance, okay? Because, you know, I guess the key question is if you go back and ask yourself, well, why is it sitting on Binance? Because people don't want to be their own bank. They don't want to. They don't trust themselves. They think their computer will get hacked. They say, well, if I put it on Binance, it's like, why do you put your cash in a bank? I don't sit around with my life savings, you know, sitting under a pillow over there. I might have a gun sitting under that pillow, but I don't have my life savings sitting under that pillow. And so I'm always packing heat. So anyway, you say, why is all that money sitting on Binance? Well, for the same reason that you have your life savings sitting in a bank. You don't carry it around with you. Now with crypto, you can relatively safely, right? But people don't know that. It takes time to learn it. So I think what will happen is people, more exchanges accept ADA and people learn to use other exchanges and exchanges get easier to use, you'll see it kind of deplete and diffuse and all of that ADA will make its way out there. But you think about 1.2 billion, what do we have staked right now? 23 billion? 22 billion? 23 billion.
Oh, way more, I thought. Oh, really?
23 billion? Oh, what's I forget what Binance even holds. Like maybe it's more than maybe
two. I thought
2 billion.
I thought they held at least 2.
I could look it up, but yeah, it's a number. It's quite a number. But yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. But I think long term, I mean, it's a great question, Maria. I don't know if I answered it.
Yeah, you did.
I talked too much.
You did. You did clarify. You know, I am in Catalyst, but it's hard to grasp every single aspect of Catalyst. I'm much more about writing proposal and reading the proposal and see if they're answered challenging than actually focus on what Binance wallets means or what all these numbers means, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, they're doing something right because a lot of people are using that exchange. I'll tell you something cool I learned, not to go off on a tangent, but you know, you learn something new every day. And a few weeks ago, I had a person ask me, how do I get ADA? How do I get it? And I was like, well, I would usually get it on Coinbase, you know, a couple of years back in the past couple of years, trade it on Bittrex, get Ethereum on Coinbase, trade it for ADA on Bittrex. And I said, well, and then Kraken has the direct buy as of several months ago. I don't remember how long ago. So then I got Kraken. I started using them. And I said, well, let's go to Bittrex. And I went there and I was like, oh, they take debit cards. This was just a few weeks ago. And I don't know when Bittrex started accepting debit cards. And I said, let me try this. And so I was on my usual account where I usually trade, and I did a direct buy of ADA with a debit card. And then so I was able to tell this new person, oh, look, I just figured that out. I didn't know you could do that. I just bought direct on Bittrex with a debit card. And it was easy. It was so easy to do.
Since about 12 cents, I think that at least, because I was getting my buddy in at the time, and he's such a tight ass that he didn't want to pay like the $100 or $150 debit card fee. And I said, just do it, man. And now he's kicking himself, you know, hitting me up weeks later, like, I just cost myself hundreds of thousands of dollars. I said, because you're a tight ass. And he's like, yeah. It's like, you just
I know
pay
what
the
you
fee.
mean. People will Scrooge themselves out of opportunities.
Yeah, you know, he's trying to wire it for weeks with his bank, and it's like, man, the price is already doubled. You know, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm telling myself that about ERG and AGI right now, and I'm saying, well, ERG is going to connect into Cardano, or already is to some extent, and then AGI is going to go through the ERC20 converter. And I was like, well, I bought my experimental slash, hey, let me get rid of the last of my ETH and get the AGI because it's going to go through the ERC20 converter and play around with it. And then I cycle up and I go, well, I don't know if I want to buy some now. And then I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I probably should get more AGI. Not financial advice, but I'm like, maybe I should get some more. It might come in useful in the future, or trade.
I know. I thought to myself, I got AGI at 10 cents, and now I am getting profit. And I say, should I get more? We always have this thought of, should we get more? I'm not used to this market going up and down. I got here in 2017 when the market was already coming down, This is where I decided I need to learn. I need to read all about it and see where I fit. But it's my first time being in a bull marketing moment,
It's my first time too.
It was your first time pool marketing?
The bull market. It's her first bull market.
Yeah. Oh gosh, you got to go. Yeah, you go through the cycles, and then you got to learn to tolerate bull and bear. It takes some time to learn to tolerate it. The first time it went bull, I said, when's it going to stop going up? And I just held and held down. So it's going down now. Now it'll go back up. No, it kept going down.
How do you hold all this marked down? Like, how did you do that? I would panic,
I panicked.
Yeah.
I just went, oh shit.
I panicked.
I just embraced the suck.
Oh yeah,
I embraced the panic. I was like, oh shit. I say, well, either learn how to sell or learn how to be patient, but you got to pick one.
Right.
But the charts seem to repeat themselves. They do in the big scheme of things. Day-to-day charts, I can't stand looking at them. Although I check them, I go, look at it. Oh, don't look at it. But yeah, the long-term charts tend to have a pattern going there. The cycles. I don't know how long it'll go on for though. Eventually there'll be a game changer. But does it look like crypto charts look kind of like stock market charts? They don't necessarily follow each other, but they do have some similar appearances and behaviors. I'm not an expert in that stuff, so I can't speak to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple things going on. I think traditionally they mimic stock buying cycles, and so there is some truth into trading patterns. But then I think we're also in uncharted territory in the sense that all this stuff really is speculative, and there are a few unicorns in there that, you're never going to be able to pick apart with trading models. And it's just different now because, in the dot-com boom, nobody was, publicly trading these organizations. It was all private, right? We're publicly trading highly speculative assets. So in that regard, there is some truth to kind of like market fluctuations, but using those skill sets, I don't think you're going to be able to catch, being on the right, fundamental technology plane at the right time when it does take off. And that's why I don't really trade, because I don't want to miss it. I don't even want to risk it. I'd just rather hear and, I think this is not financial advice, but I think if you're playing for 2 or 3x, you're playing the wrong game. I don't think that's why anybody showed up here, and we're well on our journey to, what our goals were starting out. Like I said, not financial advice. I'm not speaking for anybody, but that's how I kind of see it.
Yeah, I see crypto as a transformational technology, not just a disruptive. You'll hear people say disruptive, and I put them in different categories. Disruptive means it can punch into the market and cause a big change in the context of that market. Now, when the internet came out, internet came out. It was basically dial-up when I was 16, 18, 20 years old. you dial up to a central location and then it connects you to other servers, and it was kind of wonky, right? But I saw that as a big game changing technology. I was like, wow, you can just dial in and get all your information from out of this place, right? And then as time went on, it became more effective, and I was like, oh, I can look at the weather report. I can download this information. I can download a document, a PDF file. I can type my homework into this computer thing instead of writing it out on a piece of paper and all that kind of stuff. That is a transformational technology. That's not just disruptive. To me, I don't know why I think of them differently. And then crypto is yet another transformational technology where it's not just going to disrupt certain things, it's going to change entirely how things work, in a sense.
Yeah,
i.e. the giving.
Yeah, I see the point you're trying to make. It's almost like a foundation upon which other disruptive technologies can be built upon, right? So it's changing the landscape of how industries will compete. I totally get it. It's a layers beyond just disruptive. So I can relate.
It's disruptive to fiat. It's disruptive to stocks, but it's transformational in how it's used and applied, with digital identity and the fact that it can completely replace stocks. And a company can say, oh, look, instead of having to go through this central exchange thing, people like Proton Mail can just issue their own shares on a blockchain and sell their shares publicly, internationally, to whoever they want. And then you can trade them. Kyle could buy a piece of it. Maria could buy a piece of Proton Mail or whatever it is they end up doing, and then trade it to me. And I'll say, hey, look, I hold shares of whatever technology, rocket technology, and I'll trade it to you for that Proton Mail, and we can swap them directly,
The part that I like the most is disruptive, but also we have a kind of philosophy behind it. We are rising, but so many things will rising with us. All this identity thing on Africa, all the other projects that's gonna bring progress to the entire world. It's not just price appreciation; it's much more than that.
Yeah, Maria, you bring up a great point. Okay. If I was a nation in Africa, let's say Ethiopia, why would Ethiopia buy ADA at $1.40 in order to run a national currency? They don't have to. They can deploy a totally different asset, a native asset, on the Cardano blockchain, and then they have a currency, and they're not competing with Americans for that currency, right? But it still works on the Cardano blockchain, and it's still tradable in a DEX and all that kind of cool stuff. And they can still do the the anti-counterfeiting, traceability for things like coffee or natural resources and minerals and all the things that they have to offer, and they trade internationally. They can use that currency and they can trace it on the blockchain. And they can set up an entire system that runs on Cardano technology, right? But they don't have to go out and compete with me or you or Kyle to buy ADA because people are speculating and they're buying it up, right? That wouldn't be. That's just my opinion. I don't know how it's going to work, but I think that's how it's going to work. Is, if a nation wants to build a currency on Cardano, they can, and they don't have to compete with Wall Street and Fortune 500 companies in order to deploy that currency. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to work, but that's just kind of how I've been thinking about it. Does that make sense?
I think it does. The another thing I try to explain Cardano as simple as it can be, okay? But for people who has the mentality of Ethereum, Bitcoin, it's very hard for them to see how we're gonna get mass adoption. And then I was explaining to them, look, Cardano has an ID system, and then we can give the identity for these people and empower them. They are ready to come to the blockchain, ready to come to Cardano. I don't know if you have the say in English, what you say, when the woman wants to get married to the guy, he cooks a very nice meals and take him by the belly. I think we are taking everybody by the identity system that we are creating.
Yeah, if you make it flexible and easy to use, people will use it. It has to solve a problem or it has to make life easy. You know, make it easy for me and then I'll use it. So, but I know what you mean. If it's too hard to use or too hard to understand, people just be like, I don't think so. And sometimes the professionals will obfuscate something. They'll make it more difficult to use in order to limit who has access to it. But with Cardano, it's being made easier. I mean, holy crap. Did you see that you'll be able to make Marlowe smart contracts on a mobile device? Did you guys see that? That was crazy.
I didn't see that bit.
Build a smart contract on a mobile device.
Wait. Not run Marlowe on a mobile device, but like use it to. Who builds like that?
Cardano.
Right? Wow.
Cardano does.
Impressive.
You know, I could imagine if you wanted to, if you were in, let's say you're in a rental office and you're going to either rent a car or rent an apartment or rent a flat, for those of you who speak English, rent a flat. And you say, oh, okay, so I want to use this little smart contract thingy to say, I'm going to rent a flat for 1 year for, 100 ADA a month and blah, blah, blah. And then you just assemble your little smart contract, hit enter, boom, and there you go, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Interacting with smart contracts on mobile, that makes total sense. I was thinking like building with Marlowe on my phone. I was like, no, okay, but yeah, I got you.
Oh, it would be hard on the eyes. I know what you mean. But try not to think of smart contracts as being this very complex thing that only a software engineer can assemble a smart contract because it's such a complicated thing to do. Marlowe was designed for a domain-specific language so that people who make contracts can assemble them easily and do their thing without having to be a software engineer, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So someone who's in finance or
in business
writing contracts.
So you could. So you could do your paper napkin idea on your phone in the diner using the Marlowe playground or the tool that they've got. So I stand corrected there because Marlowe is very building block oriented and very high level. So you're not really doing a bunch of hardcore data crunching. So you're right.
Yeah. And that is another key to mass adoption, because then you bring in millions of people who understand finance and contracts, who work in that industry, and now they can build and deploy their products on Cardano without having to write code. Now, if you need something bigger, stronger, better, faster, let's say you have a smart contract that's going to interact with a video game and make in-game native tokens. Okay, you might need to learn Plutus and write a smart contract, and you're going to need software engineers to do that. And like CardStack, okay, that guy Chris C, who writes CardStack, okay, that guy is brilliant. He does great YouTube videos. Check out CardStack on YouTube, and check out Chris C's videos. TSE is his last name. And the guy is fantastic. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's only got like 300 YouTube subscribers and I got 3,000. Why the heck doesn't he have 20,000 YouTube subscribers? I don't know. I have no idea. I would love that guy to come over from Ethereum, jump on Cardano, build your card stack on Cardano, go to Project Catalyst. I'll help you and build that stuff. It's crazy. The guy's a genius. I would love him to come over to Cardano. But he would need to use Plutus to write the card interface for Cardano to plug into CardStack and allow Cardano to conduct transactions on CardStack the way Ethereum does. It's fantastic. If you're watching my YouTube channel right now, open another tab and go to CardStack on YouTube, and you'll see what I'm talking about. The guy's great. It's fantastic. They'd be like, we need more guys like him around here. And the name's similar, Maria. Cards. Cards.
Yeah, I know. I
Go
said
talk to him.
it's
Hit him up.
similarity there. I'm gonna
Lure
talk
him
to
over
him.
from Ethereum and say, look, you can do both. You can do Ethereum and Cardano both. Plug them both in. It's a win-win. How do we get a win-win
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Ethereum? We win guys like him over to build on it, and it's a win-win. It's like Kim.com with that mega cloud. What is it? It's a cloud solution. It's like cloud storage. Kim.com is building. I'd love to see him interface with Cardano.
Mega
would be a
cloud.
win.
Yeah.
That would definitely be a win-win.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah. Anything.
all right.
Anything that drives users or adoptions, that's good.
Yeah.
Any question for us?
Let's see. I'll check chat. If folks who are dialed in, thank you everyone who's watching. We're just doing a Cardano party. All-time high. Yay. Woo. Good stuff. If you have any questions, let me know in chat and I'll go through them. And I'll scroll through. A lot of good discussion going on there. Duckpool is here. Hello, Duckpool. Good to see you there. Kello Crypto. Thomas. Stacy Wright gives a shout out to Frog and Wolf. DLK says the more the community stays involved and Cardano keeps evolving like a better car, cost-effective home, people will always try to invest in new technology. Yes, sir. And also Cardano being built right from the ground up. That's the key. What's that, Kyle?
So we've got a question. How are NFTs stored once you acquire them? It's a token, Johan. So it's basically same way you store your ADA in your wallet. You can do that on Daedalus. You can do it on your Roy. You could do it on Ledger, Trezor. So it's basically just a UTXO.
Yeah, good question. Kyle, I have a screen capture of that from the brief given by Cardano 360, IOG's new channel. So let me put a screen share up of that. Let me see if I can screen share that.
Yeah.
Can you see that okay? This Zoom window's in the way. Let me put that out of the way. There we go. Okay. Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so how are the NFTs stored? Like this. Okay, so here's a wallet, NT1, and it has ADA in it. Notice I pronounce ADA, ADA. I don't call it ADA. People, stop calling it ADA. It's a proper name. Ada Lovelace. It's called ADA. You just say it. ADA. Pet peeve of mine. When I hear people call it ADA, I say, okay, that person, Ada Lovelace. Ada. It just rolls off the tongue. Ada. Okay. So here's ADA in it. Here is the ADA listed in this part of Daedalus, and here is a token. So here's your native token. This is called Dark. This is from Darko's brief from Cardano 360. That's Darko Magique of IOG, the man with the sexiest voice in Cardano. He made this token, and him and Tim, and they can send them back and forth. So here's how they're stored. This is how you will see them in Daedalus. This is a token, so you'll see your token in here. It's not there by default. What you have to do, your wallet might have like 50 tokens in it, 50 different NFTs in it, but you don't visually look at it until you select a tab that appears. Can you see my mouse? I don't know if you can see my mouse. Before you put the tokens, there'll be a tab here, and you click on it, and then you select the token to be shown by this asset number that I'm pointing at here, okay? Oh, this little hand is pointing at it. And this will show your token. So if you have an NFT, you'll see it right here, and it might be called, frog or card or whatever, and you'll see it right there. Okay, does that make sense? And then
Yeah,
here's
it
another
does.
one. So here's two different ones. Here's Dark Token and here's Tim Token. Okay. And Tim, the man with the other most sexiest voice in crypto. And we got them both in Cardano here. Tim can read me bedtime stories and I would listen to him.
I know, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, listen, I would like Tim to just take the abstracts from all of the Cardano white papers and just read the abstracts and put it on audio, and I'll just listen podcast or something. Put it on iTunes, and I'll listen to it. Okay,
We are
yeah.
talking
So
about.
did that answer your
Sorry.
question? Sorry, I talked too much.
No, as we are talking about NETF and is the
Yeah.
entire world that you're gonna get into it, I know lots of operators, stake pool operators are watching us. How can the stake pool operators give me some ideas how we can profit from doing NETFs and issuing our own token or whatever? I know you're two business guys and you know a lot about it.
Okay, so here's the deal with NFTs. I don't think NFTs are going to be extremely popular until we can tie it to user models. So I'm seeing a lot of activity of individuals saying, hey, I'm going to attach an NFT to this or this collectible. That's cool, but you're only going to find great interest in the marriage of the ecosystem of crypto and collectibles. People who are interested in both are going to care. They're going to think that's cool. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're going to do paid advertising, you can target that area probably pretty cheaply because it's weird. Anytime you do weird targeting, you know, something very popular and something very weird, you've got less competition, and so you can do that cheaper. But where I think NFTs are really going to take off are like, as Rick kind of touched on earlier, video games, right? As soon as we tie NFTs into potentially world unique video game pickups that kids could then turn around and sell on in exchange for real tokens or money or whatever it may be, this thing's going, it's blown over because, you know, Fortnite and Apex Legends have already proven that freemium's great. Take that aside, Maria, if you want to learn how you could possibly monetize today, take a look at Martin's scripts, Atata Stake Pool, shout out. He has created some scripts where you can mint tokens on the command line. And I suggest either spinning up a Mary testnet node and play around with it, because you could very well mint tokens for an individual and send them to supply, but that's a way you could monetize if you're looking for extra ways to make money now. With that being said, it's premature. Meta registry is not where we necessarily want it. So there's some caveats to any serious initiative that's looking to mint today. So, for example, you know, the meta registration isn't really going to be tied to the policy ID private key. So that's kind of up in the air how that's going to be done in the future. So as long as there's an expectation of worst case scenario, I may need to do a token swap, then that's one way that you could potentially approach it. You could mint tokens for somebody that wants a token swap, right? You're savvy on the command line. That's what an SPO does. And so that's the natural kind of first step path to expanding your capability to monetize, I would think.
Yeah, and also to continue, just so you guys know, I dropped Vitai Slade the link to this live stream so that he could join us and let us know. And is that you, David?
How we doing?
That's you, right?
Can you hear me? Yep.
Fandom. Yeah, I can hear you. And so let's get an expert in here also, as well as Kyle. Kyle has worked with other tokens as well. And I have a gazillion ideas. I will give away a couple of them during this live stream for free. So if there's any developers watching, you know, I'm going to dump some knowledge on you. But first, I would like to say hello to David. David, welcome, and thank you for joining us here in Digital Fortress.
Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Hey, you bet, man. Anytime. So tell us what I've spoken with you before. The floor is yours, sir. Tell us what you think of NFTs and all that cool stuff.
So one of our ideas for our NFTs, I run an auction website, auction sales website that currently would really benefit from NFTs. We have custom, very, very high-end custom costumes and artwork that is sold on our platform. And we can connect tokens to these different individual items. The owners of the items can register the items on these NFTs and then transfer them automatically with the sale of the item on the auction platform. They can be transferred back and forth even without an auction on the platform, just as you could transfer ADA tokens. And they would be basically identifiers for the ownership of that item. You can have a whole database attached to all these different unique costumes, artwork, and again, they would act as representations of that item on the blockchain.
Yep, that you own it. Okay. And David was on before on the Cardano effect on the Gauntlet with the fandom auction platform, and he has a working business model that is already using fiat to turn a profit per se. Whether or not you get a profit or not, you don't have to say that, but
we're definitely profitable.
Okay, you're definitely profitable. And he ran a Project Catalyst proposal to connect Cardano to the fandom auction platform on his website. And there was Chris Graff and Nina just sent me a message and I got distracted. So he ran that on the Project Catalyst proposal. Are you doing Fund 3 or 4, David?
We're doing Fund 3. We might not do Fund 4. I'm not sure exactly where our proposal would fit. But I mean, with Cardano being at $1.40, honestly, it would be a supplement to the treasury that we've already built with Cardano. We've been stacking away for quite a while, so we might just pay for it outright.
What the name of your proposal and Catalyst Fund 3? I would love to read your proposal. I love Catalyst,
It's the fandom auction and sales platform on Fund 3. You can, we're actually #1 top collaborator at the moment. So you can check us out. We were in Fund 2, and just hoping we can build something awesome that would display what Cardano can accomplish, and really how useful the blockchain can be when integrated with a business like ours.
Yeah, and these costumes they can run a lot of money, from $5,000 up to $15,000 for some of the top quality costumes. People can buy, sell, and trade on his platform, and they're really cool. I mean, this is high end. This is the kind of stuff you see at Comic-Con where the stormtrooper looks like a real stormtrooper, right? I mean, I've seen that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of professional builders and businesses that have been on our website for quite a while and are selling really, really high-end artistic, unique costumes, unique artwork,
handmade.
Handmade. They're great businesses. It would supplement these businesses. It would help get them exposure, and we would onboard basically our entire community into the Cardano ecosystem. And by transacting on the blockchain, we're creating more transactions on Cardano, which then generates more transaction fees for all of the holders of ADA, which then pumps the price even more because you've now created actual value for the blockchain and all ADA holders.
Yeah, you have.
David, I would love to have you in my channel to present your project to the Brazilian audience if you would like to.
I would be happy to.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Just send me a link and we'll discuss it.
Yeah, that's awesome, David. You give a great presentation. And I would like to give another example of NFTs. And David, you being a businessman, and Kyle, you've been working in the crypto industry with the Adoja project. And so you guys give me your take on this. But what can Cardano really benefit from NFTs? Okay, when you start laying out things like real estate as a non-fungible token and saying this token represents, I buy 180 acres out here in Virginia, which you can, out there in the Shenandoah Valley region. And I say, all right, I'm going to convert these acreages into an NFT. I'm going to mark off for every acre of land, here's an NFT that defines the latitude, longitude coordinates of that piece of land. And I'm going to use that to store the value of that real estate and then auction it off or sell it. And whoever holds that token owns that piece of real estate. Okay. And then that NFT has value, and whoever has a token, let's say David buys a piece of land from me, an acre of the Shenandoah Mountain Valley region for 1,000 ADA. And then 5 years later, he wants to trade it to Kyle. And then he says, here, I'm going to send you this this token that represents that piece of real estate. Now, in the United States, you have to, for example, real estate has to be legally documented with a deed and a person's name, right? But how do you get there? How do you get it from a piece of paper, from basic papyrus? If you've ever seen a deed, like the deed to my current piece of real estate, it looks like it was written on papyrus from the 1800s. Okay. Now, how do you get that onto a blockchain? And that's why it's transformational. So eventually you could go on a blockchain and one person can trade it to the other, and the real estate agency of the United States that tracks who owns what piece of land can look at it on a blockchain and say, okay, this transaction took place. This non-fungible token was given to this person, traded for this amount of money, blah, blah, blah. Real short, sweet, and simple. Does it work like that today? No. Could it work like that 10 years from now? Maybe.
Absolutely. No, I mean, ultimately, it's just metadata. You know, once you register certain land or items on the blockchain, you know, now you have a time record of that transaction. If someone else tries to come behind you and say, all right, well, no, this token now represents this item. Well, you have an earlier token that has been registered and it's been recorded on the blockchain at, say, block, you know, whatever, 100. And then you have a block 150. Now you have a completely different item, and you have obviously that record. The earlier record is going to be the more authentic record. Because it was the first one that was registered.
I see it, you know, I like to look at it from users outward. You know, what are users doing? What's going to attract users? And, you know, I think that what they want to see are use cases. What makes it more interesting? And deeds, while it's fantastic, I think there's more use third world country versus kind of like a value prop that you could sell locally here. So what I would almost, at least devil's advocate, say is with real estate, I would almost argue that fungible tokens would be a bigger market opportunity, just because a commercial listing of real estate, right, that's broken up into a million pieces and they're all equal. And I can just go in and I can buy 40 units of whatever and then just sell them on an open exchange. And obviously in the US, there are laws and that's going to conflict with regulation in some areas. But I almost see that as a bigger opportunity to the end user. It's easier to sell for product market fit, that market model, as opposed to penetrating, you know, individually, you know, kind of on a level of getting, you know, adoption at the government level versus deeds and that kind of thing. I'm not saying
what you're talking about is basically think about stocks as well. Stocks are essentially fungible tokens. They're you know,
exactly.
Each share of stock is exactly the share of another stock. You own a piece of that stock, you own a piece of that company. Then you have companies moving their stocks from the traditional system to Cardano and putting they're issuing stock on the blockchain. Now all of a sudden you have an additional value proposition there. You bring all of finance in through that doorway.
Hey, Martin.
Hey, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Oh, Chris is here. Papa Carp is here. All right,
Ooh,
now
hey,
we're getting the party going. We're getting the
Party's getting bigger.
Yeah.
All right,
party. Mike is here.
Oh,
and
look
his
at
moonsuit.
that.
I like it.
You're cool,
Mike's got a space.
Where are you guys?
Yeah, baby.
Yes.
How's the view from up there?
It's pretty good, man. Yeah. It's been a good day.
In case anybody doesn't know, Mike Fullman is the creator of Cool Tool. And
Yep.
Hey.
Hey guys.
I have your application downloaded on my phone and my computer.
Hey, cool, David. Yeah, that's great.
It's a great tool. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, the app was made by a guy named MASTR. He's now my partner. So Gabor, he spent a lot of time on that. He did that way back, like right when the ITN started. We started building tools for it. So we've been doing this for like a year and a half now, it feels like.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Pegasus tool then, now Pool Tool, and you guys have combined efforts and made
Yep.
an absolutely fantastic mobile app that I click on every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. I do too. I get all my block announcements from that too.
Oh,
Yep.
you
Makes it easy.
set your block announcement sound effects to the sound of a cash register, and every time the pool you're delegated to makes a block, it'll go cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah. Good idea. Is that what you did, Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, mine's still the default Apple setting, but one of the guys told me that. It was so funny. I never forget it.
Yeah, my wife thought I had a girlfriend for a while texting me because she's like, who the hell is always texting you in the middle of the night when you're making blocks? So then I had to explain to her what making blocks was and the whole thing. And now she checks the negative price way more than I do.
Blockfolio junkie.
Yeah. So how's it going? What's the conclusion after you guys all got your heads together today?
So we were just BSing about smart contracts, tokens, non-fungible tokens, and native tokens, and the different use cases. That's where we ended up currently. And you know, David runs the Fandom Auction platform, and he was telling us about how you could use the tokens, either fungible or non-fungible, to buy, sell, and trade the high-end products that he sells on his platform.
Neat.
And yeah, and I was and I threw in the idea of real estate for non-fungible tokens and or possible fungible tokens.
Now I should definitely clarify. I don't sell many of the items. Most of these items are actually sold by businesses that sign up on our platform, similar to an eBay, Etsy, or Amazon type setting.
Yeah, you provide the platform. It's like a
Correct.
shopping mall. A mall provides these stores. They don't sell the products. The stores sell the products.
It's the
Or something
same
like
thing that's Open Bazaar that Charles make a call for come to Catalyst. Is more or less the same idea.
Very similar. We're wanting to attach most of the value to dollars because our users are familiar with using US dollars, but the tokens themselves would be basically something like using the stablecoin, whether it be our own or something like Sigma USD. So they would transact in dollar terms, but you could deposit ADA, and then we would use a lot of the features that ADA provides, such as NFTs and our own token and such and so forth.
And easy tradability. And then there's going to be Age USD coming out on Cardano. And then would it be possible if someone just wanted to buy, hey, I just want to deal with dollars, or not dollars, let's say, it doesn't matter if they use dollars, euros, yen, reals, whatever currency they use, if they could just use a stable coin and purchase products from your website, would that be more amicable? Would that be easier for the user and easier for you?
Yeah, the idea is just to have a transactable token. Whether we're not sure exactly which token we would use as the base. We like to use a dollar equivalent token is the idea, because as the dollar is more widely known and widely used, it's easy for transactions to happen. It's a lot less volatile than the ADA cryptocurrency, so it's easier to conduct business in a USD equivalent. But having it as a digital token allows easier transactability. It also allows programmability in a way that we're able to then become the intermediaries instead of PayPal. Currently, our systems run on PayPal and they charge ludicrous fees. But with this, we'd be able to greatly reduce the cost of transacting on our platform in general, which would save money for our users. And also generate revenue for everyone in Cardano.
David, we were talking about something earlier. Does your platform, for example, use MasterCard?
Currently, most of the transactions are processed through PayPal. We don't get involved with too much of the payment. We right now are pushing everything towards PayPal. PayPal handles all the transactions because people trust PayPal. They've used it. Everyone has a PayPal account. But what we're trying to do is move to our own platform for intermediation in case there's a problem that arises with a transaction. Then we can step in and say, hey, funds should go here, etc.
Okay, because you can moderate.
Right. We can moderate it, and we can do it at much less cost than PayPal currently charges.
What's the site, David? I missed that.
It's www.thedealersden.com. And we
Okay.
sell a lot of different high-end costumes and artwork. It's a sales platform for artists. So again, a great use case for NFTs who want artists who want to put their art on a blockchain.
Yeah.
Artists that want to, whether that be digital art, physical art, crafting, any sort of artwork, you can attach a token to it, register that token. We'll build basically a database for all of those different tokens, and then you can search that database just as you would search for a pool on PoolTool.
So if Mike wanted to buy a real astronaut costume, he could get one, maybe.
Maybe if we have someone selling one. Again, a lot of our items are very custom. So whenever you see it on there, it's going to be on there, and then it's going to be gone, and then you just have to wait for it to go up for auction again if you want to get it. So,
will you have like some kind of pricing feed available so there can be values attached to these tokens?
Well, currently the plan is just to create a database of these assets. You may pay like $1 for a token to register an item. I don't know, something very small. But it would just be to basically register your item onto the blockchain. And then the tokens would be transferable automatically with the item whenever it gets sold. So say you bought an item, you would get the token automatically deposited to your wallet once the item closed and the full transaction payment was sent, and so you could make all these automatic processes.
As part of what I'm doing for PoolTool, we we haven't launched this yet, but I think I showed it to Rick the other day, or a few of these guys in here. We have a thing called tokentool.io. So it's same as PoolTool, but if you go to tokentool.io, you'll see that it looks like PoolTool, but it's for all the tokens on the Merry testnet right now.
Oh, very cool.
And I mean, I've been so busy getting PoolTool ready to go for the hard fork. I haven't done much on it, but the plan is to have it also show the value of those tokens and the transactions on them. So we can kind of see which tokens are carrying the most value and what's moving and transaction speeds. So yeah, check it out. But what I need is some kind of pricing feed from sites like yours that show, okay, this is the last transaction for this token and the value of it, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be very easy to program into the system. And it would be great for updating, ownership of the token as well. When the tokens transfer, then obviously we're going to need to update the ownership data to the new owner. So either the item could be left unregistered and then be basically an anonymous transaction or to a certain account, or they could register their item, register their name, however much details they wanted to give.
Yeah, cool. Well, we should talk more about it. Yeah,
Mike,
check out
absolutely,
Token Tool when you get a chance.
Screen share it. Can I screen share it?
Of course, go for it.
Tell me what I'm looking at. Chris, are you good with that? Chris, I just barely said hi. Chris, I'm going to screen share that, all right?
I'm all about it.
Okay, so let me see what we got here.
All
right.
Mike, I'm so jealous of your helmet.
You can get it. It's a free program.
All right, Mike, what am I looking at?
Well, yeah, so that's where we're starting. These are all the tokens on the Merry testnet. So you can search for things. Like, I don't know if you have any tokens you put out there. Any Digi
EOS.
Tokens?
We got EOS on there.
Yeah.
It'll run better now.
Yeah, and then you can click into them. You can kind of see, I think, some transaction history on each of the tokens and where they're at. Like I said, I want to kind of get to the point where we're monitoring which tokens have the most activity on them, and then which tokens become valuable. And use that little arrow there to the right. The action little blue button thing.
Okay. Oops, I got the.
Very cool.
Now you might even be able to, if the feed were integrated, you might be able to include a token marketplace.
Yeah.
Holy cow! This is
right to buy and sell, man. Or something.
To buy and sell the tokens, And then the representations of the item, you could actually link them directly to the auctions or the sales.
Mike is the next Binance.
Mike, what the hell, dude? Look at this.
Yeah.
Link, look at that. So if someone runs Chainlink through the ERC20 converter, it'll show up in here.
That's what that's the goal, is to kind of track progress of conversions and value.
You can even have live auction, history. If say there's an ongoing auction and there's bids that are being placed on that, then you could have that feed on there as well.
Yeah, I really want to focus on kind of consolidation of data, and so I guess we just have to set up the APIs. I don't want to become an auction house. I mean, that's a cool idea too, but I think a lot of people are going to do that.
We got that taken care of.
Yep, you got that taken care of. So we just have to figure out what the API is for me to grab the data. Because again, I'd love to see that, Barry Red coin or whatever is worth this much, right? And it's the coin market cap of just Cardano coins, for example, and
That'd
NFTs.
Be fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's some NFTs. Quantity 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then I click on it. Hey, will this eventually show pictures? So whenever Cardano Buzz's team puts the picture NFTs on there, you can click on it and you'll see a picture of like a...
Not unless they do something in like Meta.
Yeah, it's the metadata connection, right?
Maybe.
Oh, so they might
maybe squeeze in like they could squeeze in a URL, but that could change. They could squeeze in like an encoded bitmap, maybe, right? And actually encode the image into the meta, but it'd have to be really small.
I think that's more like, the pool tool thing and our extended metadata. We'll have to have links to external images. And I think we've talked a little bit about how to validate which NFT is the right, one. So like if someone comes on, these Cardano kids NFTs are going to end up on here. How do we validate who actually owns that and which one's the authentic NFT?
You could do like a hash. You could do a hash of the encoded image. So you could encode the image and then just do a hash of that in the meta. Yeah. That would work.
Took the screen share down. How many bytes can you fit in there if you hash the meta? Like 16,000?
I don't know.
Well, you could just do it in a 32 byte string if you wanted. You can just put a hash in the meta of what the image encode. You don't have to put the
link
whole
it to a URL if you need to.
And then it'll just grab the image from the website.
Well, no, the URL can change. We're trying to, you could just take the actual URL encode of the image and hash it, and then you can just validate it that way. That way you're only storing a really small byte, and that can't change. A URL endpoint can change.
Gotcha.
But the actual raw image, if you hash that. Or least resource resource intensive.
Well, something to explore. So David, if you want to work more on it together, we can.
Would absolutely love to.
Yeah, let's make sure we connect after this.
All right, I got a question from the Elite Trance. He says, Digital Fortress, how can you create your own token? There is a tutorial on how to create the token. It's not very difficult to do. I haven't done the tutorial yet, but when I get ready to make a token, I have a couple ideas I'm kicking around, and I'll go through the tutorial and make a token. And obviously, a lot of people, it looked like there were over 1,000 tokens created on the tokentool.io, tokentool.io. I'll put that in the description down below so people go play with it. They can stress test it for you, all right, Mike?
Oh, great, yeah. Not quite ready for prime time, but we're getting there.
I don't plan to make a Digi token. Some people have asked me, do you plan to tokenize the Digi pools? And I don't plan yet. I'm not going to rule anything out. I never rule anything out. I never say never, and I never make promises. The only thing I do is I make plans. So I have to be careful, because if I tokenize, let's say I made a Digi coin, whatever it was, right? It would just, for now, it would be a novelty, right? But I would have to find an application for it. Like Kyle has the Adoja project, and he has a purpose for his token. But I would have to be careful that I wasn't like selling shares of the pool, because that would be a security. And so I would have to register.
Right. You got to be very careful.
You got to be really careful, right? So I can't just magically make, oh, I'm going to make a Digi coin, and then people think they own pieces of Digi. No, it's okay to be a security if you register the security and you get it approved and you follow all the laws and rules and all that cool stuff. It's a good thing. And fortunately for us, Hester Pierce is a good person on the SEC, but I don't want to accidentally make a security. So I'll pass for now until I work on details. But yeah.
And what you guys want to be real careful about too is with the min UTXO, what that means is that every time you send a token to somebody or receive one, there has to be a minimum amount of ADA that's attached to that needs to sit with the token on the UTXO. And so for me to send Rick 100 Doja tokens, for example, I'd have to send about 2 ADA with that, one that's for the ADA min UTXO and one to sit with the token as well. So there's a cost associated with it. And, you know, for something like kind of like, you know, high-end NFTs, okay, you could probably work around that. You could factor that into the cost of those 2 ADA. You know, obviously price is rising, but what you want to be really careful about is accepting money in exchange for those ADA tokens, as if you're selling those tokens without, you know, proper whole utility framework set up. So for example, if I was going to give out tokens and say, hey, Rick, but tell you what, you got to send me 5 ADA first to cover the min UTXO, you're going to want to understand what you're doing legally there, because you are doing a token transaction for cash in that example. So you got to be real careful about that. So that's why the min UTXO at these prices are somewhat prohibitive, I think, to general market, but just be careful. And that's not legal advice. Get a lawyer if you guys are going to get into that game. That's my advice.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What would you think about if you used them as like a loyalty program for pools? So when you stake to the pool, you get a token depending on how much you've staked. And so in that situation, I think we could zero back into the UTXO that had the stake originally, so you wouldn't have to transfer to ADA with it, right?
I think
Wait. Okay. Explain that to me again. In my thought process, first of all, I think that still could be legally cloudy. I plan on doing the same thing, but I'm not going to do it on increments. I'm going to break out and extrapolate the time frame to over like a quarter or semi-annually or even annually, but so that it's one transaction and it's not something that's going out every epoch, because that's not sustainable. Now, explain to me what you were thinking about technically, because that may be something way over my head. And I know Martin's watching this, so Martin can probably comment in the chat too. So let me pull that up. Okay.
Well, just, you know, once if you're doing based on staking, I'm just saying that there's already a UTXO there or something. So, I mean, do you have to, I guess the question is, do you have to always send 2? Does it always end up on a brand new UTXO? Or is there a way that if you're sending it to an existing address or something, you don't have to send the 2 ADA?
No, it's just like when we send regular Lovelaces. If I were to send you 10 ADA to your existing address, it would come in on a new UTXO, right?
Yeah.
So it works very similar to that.
So you always will have to send.
I know that we had.
Well, they were talking about the Babel fees
now
before.
Unless.
They were talking about with the Babel fees, how a stake pool who wanted to, say, collect certain tokens, you could pay in that token because the stake pool would basically pay the fee, and then you could pay in that token. They would receive the token. They would the ADA would be fee would be paid by the stake pool that was collecting that token. At least that's how I understood it.
For a token to reach that status, so for a token to reach that status, they would have to be something very well known that individual SPOs opt in to. So it's you know, coming ground up trying to achieve that status, I think is, you know, I think it's a kind of almost an edge case or a special case.
Yeah, you'd have to have some sort of base liquidity for that type of transaction to happen. but it could be done. And it could be built over time. Maybe you start paying in ADA, but after, you reach a certain level of adoption for your token, then all of a sudden now you can start paying in that native token. And there's just like a certain threshold that you have to reach.
Hey, I have a screen capture of that. Can I bring that up? I'll screen share it.
Sure.
Okay, this is from Professor Aguilas Quias. And he describes the Babel fees. And how's that? Can you see that?
Here we go.
Yep.
Okay, so he starts off with Alice and Bob. Alice is over here. She has token X. This is not ADA. This is her token that Alice created. She wants to send it to Bob. In order to send it to Bob, it's going to have a UTXO that contains, she's going to send 9 ADA to Bob. Okay? In that UTXO, it contains ADA. Someone has to pay this ADA fee. Okay? That's a negative 0.16 ADA, right? So in order to send the 9 ADA to Bob, I don't explain this as good as the professor, so please watch the Cardano 360 video from last Thursday for the ultimate explanation. So she sends this 9 ADA to Bob. It has a negative 0.16 ADA cost to it. And then there's X token from Alice. And let's say Stacy, the pool operator, here's your pool operator over here, has it set up to say, yeah, I'll cover those costs of the transaction. This pool operator will pay that ADA fee, this 16.16 ADA. As part of that UTXO, they'll burn that ADA and they will receive the 0.48 of X token. So this 0.48 from Alice will go into this UTXO. So as part of this entire UTXO process, Bob gets 9 and Stacy pays. Stacy has 5 ADA sitting on Stacy pool, right? And then the final UTXO, Stacy gets 0.48x and expended 0.16 ADA. Cool? Now, yeah, see Professor Kia's video for that. Yeah.
So what I don't understand about that is still, where's the min UTXO value going from? Is it?
It's coming from Stacy at that point. Stacy is paying the fee.
I get
that
it,
is
but
required.
Yeah, he's paying 0.16 ADA. That's not the min UTXO. That's just the transaction fee, it looks like. So what about the min UTXO? I mean, are they just totally not ignoring that and saying, oh, but he's...
I don't think it's shown in that
That
example.
still needs to be covered somehow. So
I think to issue
the stateful operators either got to front that too.
Yeah. I think to issue the token in the first place, it's covered in another part of the video. Here, I'll stop that screen share. It's covered in another part of the video where if I wanted to issue a token like an NFT, I can issue the NFT and pay 1 ADA min UTXO, and they both go into the same UTXO. But I could be misinterpreting it. I might understand it wrong, but I think that's how you do it. That pays for that way someone can't spam the network with garbage and just issue a bunch of worthless transactions and clog the network, which is also the case with what...
That's right. Yeah, there's definitely a purpose for it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's so much to learn here, guys. There's so much to learn. You know, that's another reason why I was able to leave my job. There is so much content to cover on Cardano. There's an endless supply of content that I can just make YouTube videos. I never run out of ideas, and my teammates never run out of ideas. I can just make videos for like until I'm 92 years old. For the next 40 years.
I hope you do. I hope you do, Rick.
I will. I just make YouTube videos for the next 40 years. It'll be like, who's this old guy?
So Rick, are you gonna do the
I mean,
Cardano effect again?
Oh no, we won't. Philippe and I retired the Cardano effect, so
Yeah.
we won't be doing that again.
Okay.
But Philippe's still around. People ask me about Philippe a lot because he has work to do. He has goals. He has things he's doing, and he's still around. I talked to him last weekend, and then we still chat once in a while. And he's still around. He just has people have
That's
busy
good.
lives. Like I've disappeared for the last month and a half. Like I only did like 2 YouTube
Right.
videos in the last month and a half. Dude, I've been busy. What I did is I had to make a choice. Am I going to do the Cardano effect on Project Catalyst and fund it with Project Catalyst? Or am I going to take this new management / technical position, engineering position where I work, my company that I work for? I love my company. And we wrapped up, I was telling the guys at the beginning, I've wrapped up the last contract, me and the people working on it. We finished it. It was a huge success. And they said, hey, we got another spot for you over here. Right. And so, but it's a lot of work because I only know 80%. I got to learn 20% new stuff. And it's a massive amount of work. That's what I've been doing the last for 2 months is learning all the 20%, all this new stuff, right? So that I can actually do the job. And then I finally said, okay, I can let it go now. I can go do whatever I want.
Neat.
Because I was able to pay off my house. I was telling the guys earlier, I put aside a stash of ADA. This is pledge. My team put together our pledge for the pools. And I also had a savings account that I put my ADA off in the savings account. And I said, I told myself for the last couple of years, when ADA hits $1, I'm paying off my house. When ADA hits $1, I'm paying off my house. When ADA hits $1, I'm paying off my house. Keep putting ADA, keep putting ADA, keep putting ADA. Guess what? It hit $1. Paid off my house.
Wow.
I'm not messing around, man. I was
Gotta love
not
it.
messing around. I knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of
For you.
Absolutely.
got to be patient.
Yeah.
Just like number
I mean,
one.
I think
Go for
we
number
were
one,
all
baby.
pretty well positioned. Yeah, it's nice.
And now I'm
Definitely
able
different.
to, yeah. So now I can make YouTube videos. Yay! Now I just got to get good at making them.
You guys want me to show you this Snapchat thing?
Yeah.
Oh my
It's pretty
gosh.
cool.
Sure.
Yeah, you guys need to do it. Oh, you got to allow me to share, buddy.
What?
Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah. I
What
got to
is
make you
it?
guys.
Well, I'm going to show you because it's so cool.
Okay.
Okay.
way
I'm excited.
We can make this be like a everyone in Cardano community, we always use our helmets whenever we're on video. Let's try this.
Oh.
You guys see that okay?
I want one.
Yep.
So it's called Snap Camera. Oops. Can you guys still see it? No, you can't. Hold on.
I can see it. Oh wait, I better check YouTube. I can't see my YouTube.
There we go.
My YouTube.
Yeah, so you can it's called Snap Camera. So it's just a free app. You just go grab it for Windows or whatever. And then you have all these filters. You can just go grab one.
Nice.
Yeah. Isn't that neat? Some of them work well, some don't.
Yeah.
Side-
You look like
side
you're
project.
floating in space.
Yeah. And then they also have like, I don't know what all these things do, but it's all that stuff that the kids like to do. Oh, this is the cat. This is how I got theirs because you remember that lawyer that was, they had this in the news, right? A few weeks ago. Someone was talking like a cat in like a deposition or something.
Yeah.
So this is the cat filter.
It's fantastic.
Up and there's a freaking cat on my screen talking to me.
I
We're
got
gonna have
rolling
so
up
many
the
more
work
cat
and
videos
not
on the
getting
internet.
I want to get Rocket. Did they have Rocket from Marvel Avengers? I want to be.
I don't know.
Oh,
How do
I
you-
bet. Yeah, like a little rocket just like hanging out with you. Yeah, that'd be
Oh,
cool.
that's cool. All right. Who is that? Is that Bruce Banner? That's that face. You just pick a random face.
It's well, that was like some kind of animated face. I don't know. It's taken a while.
Oh, that's cute.
Thanks.
Isn't that special?
So there you go, guys. You can play with this. See rockets.
Oh man.
You open your mouth and a friggin' rocket flies out. It landed
All
on
right,
you.
guys. I should probably go see the wifey.
Yeah.
All right.
Good to see you
Mike.
guys. Yep. You take care.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
to
See
see
you,
you.
Mike.
Bye.
Mike, you stop. The hell, man.
Yeah. All right, Rick, I'm going to dip out too. Thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate it.
You bet.
Yeah.
Anytime, David. And don't forget to follow up with Maria. She is awesome. And
Absolutely.
Good luck, man.
We'll
I
follow
hope
up with both.
build
Thank
on
you.
Cardano. I'm going to wrap it up too. Take care.
I am going to do it.
Yep.
It's just a matter of time.
Roger. Take care, David.
Easy,
Chris,
guys.
Yes.
we didn't get a chance to bullshit yet.
Yeah. I came on to tell you how excited I am about my 13 and 14-year-old boys that are now in the process of making competing pools.
I saw that on Twitter. So they're going to compete. I saw you post the one on Twitter. That's your son who's building the stake pool. And people ask questions like, is the pool running on the Mac? But tell us how that works and tell us what they're doing. Is it running on the Mac or where is it running?
Well, it's VPS like everyone does, right? So we're tunneling into. They each have their own VPS, and I'm making them do all this by hand. Like there's no CN tools. No, I'm not going to type any of this. I have my own guide that I go off of to make my pools.
The guide that the ITN lived off of.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
I was there.
yeah, so they're learning command line, right? That's my covert way into getting into code.
Look, you learn how to code, you make money.
Exactly. Well,
It frickin'
and it
brings
didn't
money,
hurt
dude.
that we funded their addresses with their birthday money, and then they woke up with 20% more. So that's a nice light bulb moment, right?
You're teaching them young.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a serious light bulb. Well, good for you, man.
That's awesome,
and doing
Chris.
it by hand, because that's what my team does as well. And you learn so much, command line by command line. People often ask me, how do you run a stake pool? And I say, go talk to Kyle Solomon. And so I try to answer their questions. But learning it command line by command line and doing, offline, online transactions, you learn so much. There's so much to learn.
Right.
It's amazing. Good for you
Exactly.
on getting them started young.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fun. They're literally like,
Well,
we
I
have
appreciate it,
a
Rick.
queue. But man, thanks for having me on. This is
Hey,
fun.
you bet.
I'm glad I got the tail end of it.
Hey, you bet, Chris. I will get notification to you earlier next time. I'm going to wrap up. I need to wrap up, and it's Saturday, and the wife and I are going to go outside and play. And
Awesome.
And how about you, Kyle? You ready to go outside and play? Is it nice down there in North Carolina?
I'm going to enjoy my day. Yeah,
Okay.
It's not bad. It was raining a little earlier. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. It's a little overcast here, but I'm going to wrap it up. And I would like to thank all the viewers for being here with us. Thank you, Chris, for coming on. Thank you, Kyle, David, Maria, Mike, and thank you, everyone, for coming over here on Digital Fortress. And I plan on doing a lot more videos in the coming months, and y'all are welcome to come on anytime you want. And if you'd like me to come over and visit your channels, let me know. I will have more free time to be able to do that. So thank you all for coming on. I'm gonna cut the stream out here. Farewell, guests. Mike, Mike left already, and Chris, Kyle, parting words for the guests and viewers.
Happy all-time high
Let's get
day.
started.
That's right.
Yeah, that too.
Happy all-time high day, and there will be more to come.
Absolutely. Yes. I haven't checked. We probably beat it already.
We have more.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, let's
All
keep
right,
riding.
Hey, peace out. Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate
Take
it.
care, guys. I'll see you around.
All right. See you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.